to find a comfortable space. I want to encourage you actually to either lay down or sit in meditation. If you happen to have yoga props or toys, you're welcome to take a bolster or pillows and lie back. You can bring your soles of your feet together in a reclining bound angle. Or again, you can simply lie on the earth and just allow yourself space to receive and release. I'm honored to be sharing this space with you. And just let yourself take a moment to lie back, to slow down, to let go. Start to deepen your breath. So a lot of times we begin sitting in conversation, but today, as we are just past the equinox, just past the full moon, we are resting in the earth waning moon right now, the sun in the cardinal air sign of Libra, both energies ruled by Venus, the goddess. And so we begin in surrender. So lying on the back, lying over props. And I want to share a little bit from a book by my teacher, Danielle Dulski, the Invocation of the Autumn's Portal, opening the Autumn's Portal. We stand on the cusp of the autumn season, as if atop a great craggy cliff, gazing westward across the sea, tasting mystery on our tongues and welcoming the cooler and more haunted nights. Our magic in these months turns to release, to vanishing, and to protection, and our fireside stories speak of ghostly wanderers and spectral companions. These are the days of the good grief, of honoring our ancestral inheritance and building altars for our beloved dead. These are the quieter nights of disembodied whispers and honing our second sight. And we begin yet again to make space in our worlds for all that may come. And we begin yet again to make space in our worlds for all that may come. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill up to the top, hold for a moment, and then open your mouth, exhale, and completely empty out, hold at the bottom. And when you can't hold anymore, begin the inhalation again. And then hold at the top, hold as long as you comfortably can. And then open mouth, exhale, hold it out. And do this 2 more times as your body settles into relaxation. For conscious rounds of breath for the 4 seasons, the 4 major cycles of the moon. This breath matches the moon's movements around the earth around the sun. The inhale, the spring and the waxing moon, the top of the breath, the summer solstice and the full moon. The exhale, the waning cycle, the autumn, and the bottom of the exhale, the dark new moon and the winter solstice. And while I am offering these teachings today from the Northern Hemisphere, from the Chumash land in Southern California, again, feeling into wherever you are as you listen to this, feeling into the land below you, the land, the earth. I'm just offering gratitude for the land, for the earth. And then feel into the air around you, moving through you. And then become aware of the fire as the warmth of your exhale, the fire of the belly, the metabolism. And then the water of your blood, of your emotions, of the womb space, if you hold space for the womb. And we are all 4 directions, 4 elements, 4 phases. We are cyclical, we are turning, we are changing. And it can be so easy in this day and age, especially as we've been sort of in a monotonous sort of space the last year and a half, day to day, week to week. It's easy to forget the turning of the cycle, the turning of the season. And Libra season, cardinal air season, the sun entered Libra on the 22nd. And we are in that until the 22nd of October when the sun moves into Scorpio. And Libra is the scales, cardinal air, the balancing of the feather and the heart in the Egyptian tradition, and the balancing of light and dark in the astrological calendar. Air element is the mind and the breath. And so our breath is always a powerful tool, but especially right now, the breath is a powerful tool. The inhale connecting us to light, the exhale to dark. During this time, we also experience, actually starting tonight or tomorrow, depending on your time zone, the official Mercury retrograde into Libra. Mercury is another air-like planet. And in Libra, we are looking at the communication and connection and collaboration, specifically in relationships. Libra rules relationships. And everything is a relationship. Again, the relationship to your breath, to the light, to the dark, and then of course, our relationships to others. Libra season activates the 7th house of the 12 houses in the astrological cycle. The 7th house is the home of partnership, of our cosmic plus one. And that's not just romantic partners, it's any soul contracts, any important relationships, business unions, collaborations, and it also speaks to how we partner, our patterns and how we partner in any committed dynamic, and that includes ourselves. And so again, those scales of Libra can represent, again, our relationship to self and relationship to other, and also navigating our others, our primary relationships, our family relationships, our business, our creative, our spiritual. And if you're familiar with your astrology and you know what lives in your 7th house, usually if you can follow your ascendant and count it down. So if you have Aries in the 1st house, then you would have Libra in the 7th house. This sort of relates to how we partner. And also if you have any other planets or energies in the 7th house, or if you have Libra anywhere else in your chart, you can always reach out to me if you're not sure about that. But regardless, we are entering, again, the scales of relations, relating, patterns of how we relate, how we need to relate, needs of ourselves versus others. There's so many things we could put into these scales. But we first have to start with sort of centering ourselves. And so in the practice today, again, even having you start in relaxation, the pattern today is really about your relationship with you and with your spirit. Because again, Mercury retrograde in Libra, we are going to be brought into awareness around where things get stuck and sticky in how we collaborate and relate to others. Libra is a peacemaker, a peacekeeper. Her battle cry is peace at all costs. And some of the karmic things that we all work with in Libra season is how to be okay with not pleasing everyone, how to be okay with trusting that if we're really pleasing ourselves from a soul level, that will support those in our lives. And also Libra rules harmony and beauty. And so finding the beauty, finding the harmony in our lives and our dynamics, and there may be that opportunity to create some space, right? So that was in that reading. We're starting to create space. We're in the exhale of the year in the northern hemisphere, moving into darker, longer, darker times. And so finding the beauty in the dark, finding the art in the dark. And so feel your body resting on the earth, the breath. Mercury goes retrograde this month, and we have some very interesting Neptune North Node alignments that have started the 23rd, the 27th, the 1st. So we're having our dreams and our destiny sort of butting up against each other and having to explore, right, between dreams and fears and hopes. The new moon in Libra is on October 6th, and we also start to have our outer planets come back to direct. So most of the outer planets have been retrograde for months. And on October 6th, when on the new moon, Pluto goes direct. And then on the 10th, Saturn goes direct. The 18th, Jupiter and Mercury go direct. So we have about this 3-week window during Libra cycle where Mercury is retrograde in Libra, and then when it comes out, it brings the final outer planets with it. And that's pretty powerful. We have the full moon in Aries on the 20th, and then again the 23rd, the sun moves into Scorpio. Another beautiful ceremony that occurs during this time, during Libra season, is the Hindu holy days of the autumnal Navaratri, which is the celebration of the goddess of Durga, the 9 faces of Durga, or also the 3 days each of Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, again, depending on where in India it's being celebrated. But there's a lot of synchronicities between Navaratri, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kali, and then Venus, right? Venus more in the Western traditions. And so essentially this month is really a holy feminine time, a time to relate to the divine feminine. And regardless of gender, how we identify, we all carry a feminine quality. And sometimes, again, we can look to our Venus in our chart, what your Venus is in, or deities in your culture that you resonate with and that connect with you, or deities in any culture. But it can be really powerful to look into your own culture as well. And so especially because we have this Mercury retrograde kind of slowing things down, or maybe adding some complications or miscommunications. And as we allow these outer planets to go direct, which will bring some clarity to the sort of the bigger picture in Scorpio season in particular, but during this time of Libra, really staying with this breath, this weighing of the scales, this contemplating of harmony and beauty, and looking for the divine feminine, the divine balance. And in the practice today, we will work with just sort of a simple ritual that I've been doing to kind of find that center for myself. And so just take a couple more moments in your relaxation to settle, to shift, to feel your breath. And we're gonna do a short journey today. And so if you need to do any wiggling or shifting, otherwise just stay exactly as you are. And we're gonna work with that same breath pattern, but I want you to begin to count the breath. So letting everything go. And count your inhale up. Feel the pause. Count your exhale down. Feel the pause. And then as you notice the length of your breath, see if we can even out the inhale and exhale. And can we add that to the top and bottom of the breath? So let's say you're inhaling 3, exhaling 4. Can we bring both to 4? And then maybe add a 4 at the top and bottom. If 4 is too much for the retention, then just make it 2. This is my go-to breath for this season. Alternate nostril is great as well if you practice that, but any practice of pranayama during Libra season, or breathing techniques, breathing work, breath work, especially because we're moving into the retrograde in Libra. So any kind of balancing breath work, really powerful. So I definitely recommend breath work this cycle, just a few minutes a day, recognizing beauty, showing appreciation for yourself and your relationships. And just creating a lot of space for these scales to balance. And then let the breath go. And let yourself Take one more big inhale. As you do, squeeze your hands, squeeze your feet, squeeze your face, squeeze the body. Hold, 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 and then open mouth, let it all go. Libra rules the kidneys in astrological medicine. The air element in the chakra system is the heart, the arms, the chest. So see if you can really relax across your chest, your arms, your hands. And let yourself drop into the back body. So the kidneys rest and the back body, just at the bottom of your bottom rib. Tucked in there with the adrenals on top. And so see if you can rest into the kidneys, relax your heart and your arms. And just notice the right side of your body. Notice any sensations, emotions. And then feel the left side. And feel the back of the body. And the front of the body. And if you need to make any other adjustments to feel as symmetrical as possible. For the scales lives within us. All of these symbols, energies, deities live within. But oftentimes we have to connect to them outside to wake them up inside. And so this is a cycle of relating. This is the cycle of relationship, as within, so without, as above, so below. And so the more we seek beauty within and without, the more we will recognize it within and without. So surrender into the most appropriate balance you can right now. Right and left, back and front, above and below. Know that as you rest here in the center of your own sacred space, that you are a child of the earth and the stars. The elements and energies live within you, and in this moment we offer gratitude for our lives, for moving through another season, and for the opportunity to recalibrate and reset in this cycle ahead. Just past the equinox, just past the full moon, moving closer to the new moon in Libra, moving closer to Samhain. For now, we rest in the center of our own sacred wheel, resting in balance, the earth, the air, the water, the fire, the earth, the air, the water, the fire, the earth of your body, the air of your breath, the fire of your spirit, the water of your blood. Let yourself drop deeper into your heart, deeper into the back body. Rest and recalibrate. Bring your attention to your heart and allow your heart to speak in the whisper that invites you into the invocation of this cycle. Maybe there is a longing, maybe there is a quality that you are really seeking. Usually this intention is short and positive and present, beginning with an I. I am whole. I remember who I am. I am in healthy relationship. I'm in alignment. I'm balanced. I'm calm. Or anything like this. And just let yourself offer it to yourself over and over again, amplifying the gratitude in your body. And then let it go. Let it move through your system. And feel your right hand. You don't need to move it or change it, just feel it. Just allow and accept the right hand. And then feel your left hand. allowing and accepting the left hand. And then feel both hands. Can you hold both hands in allowance and acceptance? And then feel your right foot, your whole right foot. And then your left foot, your whole left foot. Feel both feet. And then feel your mouth. Feel your whole mouth, your teeth and gums and tongue. Feel the whole mouth. Feel the back of the upper palate, guiding you to the midbrain. The midbrain is at the height of the ears, directly back from the space between the eyebrows. From the mouth, you basically go straight up to the height of the ears. We feel the midbrain, feeling the pineal and pituitary glands, and we invite them to awaken. We invite them to activate, to help us to find this balance within and without. You might imagine a little white pearl, the pineal glands, and beautiful twin cherries sharing a stem for the pituitary. And then we slide down the throat. As we slide down into the throat, we feel the thyroid and parathyroid and the voice box all wrapped together like a butterfly holding a treasure. We invite the thyroid, parathyroid to recalibrate. And then we slide down into the chest, and just behind the breastbone, a little bit to the left, we have the thymus. Imagine the thymus dripping a beautiful honey over your heart and your lungs. And then we slide back through the ribs, the cavern of the heart, again resting at the bottom ribs, the kidneys, beautiful turquoise kidneys like two fists or two ears, with the adrenals resting adrenals. Allow the adrenals to rest on top of the kidneys and feel the kidneys. Rest over the kidneys, feel the right kidney and the left kidney. Feel both kidneys balanced, calm. And slide forward to the bottom ribs on the left at the front. We have the pancreas. And golden, shining pancreas, allowing us to recognize sweetness and beauty. And then we slide down into the pelvis to the sexual glands, or the space of them. They no longer reside in the physical body or have changed. The testes or the ovaries, or again, the energetic blueprint. And again, feel the right and the left. And then feel both. And allow yourself to rest into the balance of the sexual glands, the pancreas, the kidneys and adrenals, the thymus, thyroid, parathyroid, the pineal and pituitary. As you climb back up through this system, feel the space between the eyebrows. Feel the space between the eyebrows as everything comes online. Feel the right side of your body. Feel the toes of the leg, of the waist, from the fingertips up to the shoulders, shoulders, up through the right temple, the whole right side, and the glands and organs that rest here on the right side invite balance and recalibration. And then we feel the left side, feeling the foot and the toes of the leg and hip and waist. Fingertips up to the shoulder, the neck to the temple, the whole left side of the body with the organs and glands comes online. Left side balanced. Feel the back of the body, the parts of the body connecting to the earth, the skull, the shoulder blades, the tailbone, the heels. Feel the whole back body and allow a quality of heaviness. Let the whole back body become heavy and dark, as though it were sinking deep into the earth for gestation. Feel the whole back of the body surrendering into heavy and dark. And then feel the front of your body, the whole front of your body, the part of the body opening up to the sky. And allow it to be light, buoyant. Front body light, spacious, buoyant. The whole front body filled with light, quality of lightness. And then feel the back body heavy and dark. The front body light and spacious. And can you feel both? Can you allow the heavy darkness of the back and the light buoyancy of the front? Can you feel heavy and light and dark and light in your body? Allowing them to align and balance. Perfect, beautiful balance between light and dark, heavy and buoyant. Let it go and feel into the right side of your body, the whole right side. And allow the right side to feel warm, hot even, as though it were resting in the lingering sun, the whole right side, warm, hot. And then feel the left side, it's cold, cool, even frozen, like the earliest signs of snow or ice. The left side, cold. And then feel the right side, allow it to be hot. The left side, cold. And then can you allow both? Can you have both hot and cold, left and right? Where is the balance between these sides and these temperatures? Holding space for both heat and cold. And then let it go. Feel your whole body. Your whole body balanced between heavy and light and dark and buoyant and hot and cold. Feel into your heart. Feel into your heart. Call in the quality of grief. Feel how grief awakens in the heart without a story. And then gratitude moves back in and you're filled with gratitude. And then grief and gratitude. Again, feeling that morphing and merging. We can never fully get rid of grief in the same way we can never fully release dark or hot. And yet we find the relationship between gratitude and grief right here and now. And then as your heart recalibrates with the back body, front body, right and left. As you feel your whole body, feel into the quality of masculine. What is the quality of masculine awaken? Where do you feel masculine? And then call in feminine. How does feminine awaken, shift? What becomes feminine? What is feminine? And then let masculine return. And then feminine. And allow your body to come into balance between masculine and feminine. Trust the body to restore the balance between masculine and feminine. Come back to your heart. Body whole. Qualities restored to balance. Opposites in relationship. The breath still breathing through your body in balance. You rest back into your kidneys, back into your heart. Feel again that space of the eyebrows, dropping into the space of the eyebrows. As you drop in, I'm going to call out some words, and I want you to invite images, sensations to awaken. Drop into the space between the eyebrows. Earth. Earth. What do you see, smell, taste, touch when we invoke earth at this space? Earth. Air. What awakens sensations, senses when I invite in earth or air, excuse me, air. Fire. Calling in fire and any energies around fire. Water. What awakens with water? And then allow yourself to drop into this space and awaken a scene where you are fully balanced and calm with all four elements. Maybe it materializes a place in nature or a structure or simply a feeling. But when you invite in you, surrounded and balanced with the elements, what awakens? You are resting in balance with earth, air, water, fire. You are restored to balance within and out. Earth, air, water, fire. See what wakes up, where you are, what is here. It might be a peaceful space. It might be an active space. There might be messages or guidance, or again, just a simple surrender into balance. You are aligned and restored with all four elements. Be there fully, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, receiving, and releasing anything that needs to be released into this past cycle, receiving whatever is needed for you to move forward into this season. perfect balance, beautiful recalibration, healing relations. And as you rest fully into this space of balance, call back the intention you set at the beginning of the practice. There was a short statement you offered. Say it in this space, surrounded by the elements in balance. And after you say the intention a few times, let it go. Let yourself rest in balance. Feel the back body, heavy, dark. Front body, light, buoyant. The warmth of the right side, and coolness of the left. Feel the gentle symmetry between your glands and organs from the crown down to the tail. The kidneys resting towards the earth. Balance between right and left. And your heart resting into the scales of the heart. Libra season can bring up past difficulties, especially with Mercury retrograde in Libra, around our relations, our soul contracts, how we partner, how we connect. And yet it also offers healing. Mercury retrograde always offers healing. We create space. I want to invite you to create space every day to lie down and balance yourself, whether through the breath or a body scan or meditation or journaling, art. Every day, look for something beautiful. And again, it doesn't have to be, magazine beautiful to you. Relationship with beauty. You start to feel your breath and your body. Start to rock and roll and make your way up. And as we start to come up, if you have a journal nearby, if you want to jot anything down, and then I would like you to have your practice space to move in. And then I'd also invited you to have a little something from each element. So a candle or something like that for fire, water, or some kind of fluid for water. And then for earth, it can be crystals or salt or dirt or stones. And then air can be feather or some kind of incense. So just take the next couple of moments to bring yourself up, have some water, jot down anything in your journal, and then gather your elements, tools, and then have that again in an area where you can move around a little bit, please. And then if you're able to sit with your elements and just take a moment and set them out in front of you in a way that feels symmetrical. There are different traditions for how we place elements according to directions. And if you have those practices, then you can do that. Otherwise, just whatever feels symmetrical, whatever feels right. Place fire, water, earth, air. And it really can be very simple, a little bit of water, salt, a feather, a candle. And this is something that I find when I do it every day, really allows me to feel grounded and moves me into a different space. And so take a moment, and then whatever represents earth, pick it up. Just let yourself touch it and feel it. And bring in gratitude for the element of earth. And then reverently place it down. And then whatever represents air. So if you want to light any kind of incense or herb, obviously safely, or if you have a feather, you can hold that. Sometimes what's nice is to light the incense, herbs, and then use the feather to sort of move that around. And again, look at the earth, the air, I keep getting those two together, huh? The moon's in earth and the sun's in air right now. So just feel the air, feel the breath. You have a feather, you can kind of wave it along you, around you, clearing your space. So earth grounds us, air energizes and moves us. And then we come to fire, and maybe you light a candle, or you have a fire around and you can just sit with the fire, feel the warmth. Fire transforms, warms, inspires. Again, you can always rub that heat, move it through you. And so again, bringing the elements within you and around you. And again, it can just take a few breaths, a few seconds. And then the water. So much gratitude for water, for clean water, pure water. You can sit with it, you can gaze into it. It can be nice to just, gently dip your fingers, and you can anoint the body, all those little areas. And place it down, and then just let yourself sit for a moment with the elements. So nice and tall, take your hands to your knees or shins, and just start to move in a circle. And soft gaze, keep your gaze with your elements, noticing which element maybe jumps out at you, what calls to you, if there's a sudden call to adjust the way they're set up. So to just draw circles with the body. And there's some really beautiful chants around the elements associated with different traditions. And so sometimes it can be nice to play with those. A couple I love, I'll kind of sing a few times while we just start to move. And so circling both ways, moving around, breathing. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round. And the balance of the wheel goes round. And the balance of the wheel goes round and round. And the balance of the wheel goes round. So nice and tall, reach your arms up. And we're going to start to move to the side. So just opening the side body. And again, you can breathe, you can gaze, you can sing. Sometimes even just working with that. So sound is so beautiful, and in a lot of traditions, when we're working with any kind of tangible representation of nature, so how we're making earth, right? Like one thing, they like to be sung to. Earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire. And if you work with any other languages, you might even chant them in that language. Or just stay with something simple or one of the other chants. Air, water, fire. Bring it back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, gently twist. Take one hand behind you, other hand to the knee. And again, we're going to flow with the breath, balancing the body. Again, you can simply hum. You can gaze at the elements as you move. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. Earth, air, water, fire. Hold whatever side you twist to next and just breathe up and down the spine. And sit low into the back body a bit so you feel this dance between the kidneys and the heart. Inhale, exhale, unwind, twist the other way. Breathing. And then bring it back. And switch the cross of the legs if you're sitting cross-legged. And again, just take a moment, rub the hands, big breath, and feel earth. And air. Fire. Water. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And if it's available to your body to come forward into like a child's pose position, obviously be safe with your elements. So just be mindful where you have fire. You can also lie on the back and hug the knees in if you can't come into a child's pose, but I like child's pose for, again, the openness of the kidneys and then the offering of the heart. Just take some slow breaths here. Come back to a balanced breath. So remembering the breaths from the beginning of the practice and inhaling, holding, exhaling, holding. You can even count the breath. And just allowing yourself to surrender here into balance. Good. And then press your palms down, roll yourself up to all fours. As you inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round back, push back to child's pose. You do that a few times. Inhale, open, exhale, round, push back. And follow your breath. So if you're on your back, you can draw your knees in and out as you breathe. Or if you are more comfortable sitting, you can come back to sit again and just move through more of the cat-cow or the circles. Again, just feeling that front, back, body awareness. And then roll yourself up to the knees, or you can come to stand if you're not comfortable on your knees. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, take the right hand to your right hip, left arm over. And bring it up. And just again, keep the elements in your gaze. And try to stay with the breath for this round. For the 4-part breath. One more to each side. And then bring it up, big breath. Exhale, place your hands, push back to that child's pose, or if downward dog is part of your practice, lift up and back. 4 breaths wherever you are. And then roll back to your knees, or you can come again to stand, reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, twist it. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Again, follow your breath. Try to keep that steady breath. The drishti, the gazing point, can stay forward at your elements. One more to each side. And then reach it up, inhale, exhale, come forward, back into that child's pose or downward dog. 4 breaths. And then roll yourself forward onto your belly into Sphinx. Coming up right by your elements if you can, so feet about hip width distance. Pelvis down, so another really important position for the kidneys. Lift your chest, shake out your head. And then just allow yourself to gaze. You might pick one element. A lot of times fire catches the attention. Let's invite these elements to be your teacher. Noticing, again, little hints, messages in them. Staying with the full breath. Just let your eyes be focused on the elements as teacher. Fire, water, earth, and air. If you continue to come back to fire, you can even do a little candle gazing where you gaze at the fire until your eyes water and then close them. That's a lovely practice. And especially as we get towards the Aries full moon, which will be on the 20th of October, to set up the elemental altar, bring that balance in, and then do some fire gazing. So Aries is about me. It's the warrior, it's the will, whereas Libra is we. It is the peacemaker and the heart. And so they are partnered together on the wheel, again, because of the balance. So again, maybe just feeling into that fire. And sometimes we want to lose ourselves in service and bliss, ecstasy, but we also have to remember who we are in order to function. And a lot of times with Libra, we do just get lost. And then even if we're working with justice, because Libra rules justice and social justice, is the scales, you know, we can get caught up in what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. And we just have to come back to balance between, and remembering that, again, we can play with qualities like light and dark, or heavy and light, or masculine, feminine. We can feel qualities of emotions, but that idea of good, bad, right, wrong, That's much more challenging. It's really hard to have a healthy relationship with those qualities because they do change. The rules change. We change. And yet there's a part of us that is always, and especially with Mercury retrograde and the bigger planets getting ready to go direct, we are feeling that pressure right now. Just take another moment to just allow these elements to be your teacher, letting them purify, letting them speak to you rather than singing or breathing with them, just letting them be. Take another breath. Gently release, bring your hands down one more time, push back child's pose or a downward dog. Close your eyes 4 breaths. And then make your way up to a forward fold. You can always fold over table or chairs, feet comfortably wide, toes forward, and just bowing again, being mindful of the distance from the elements, especially fire. Not that we want to stick our hair in the water either, but and then slowly bring it up. And again, let yourself stand. Sorry, let my camera focus down. I'll just lift it up like that. Have your camera, have yourself able to see your elements. So standing in a position that, again, your eyes can gaze at them. The closer, the better. And just behold. And we'll come back to the quality of earth, maybe in the meditation, what feels like earth. Is it the bones, the feet? A lot of traditions we work with grounding. So imagining a grounding cord or a root coming from your tailbone down through to the earth. Feeling grounded in earth, gratitude for earth. And then air. Where's the air in your body and your breath? Where did you visualize balance with air? How do you connect to air? And again, for me, it is through my breath. And fire. What brings you to balance with fire? And gazing at the dancing flame, feeling that in your belly and your body. So much gratitude for fire, though it can be so destructive, it is also transformative. And then water, precious water, also destructive and life-giving, all the elements, and they have their dark and light, life and death. And the equinox points are those points between light and dark and death and life, rebirth. One side moves to light, one side moves to dark. And so the waters, the world of the mystery of tears and sweat. And then see yourself here in balance. Balance between the elements, the directions, the seasons, the cycles. Held from below, grace from above. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, pull your hands down to your heart. Press your hands in, that balance of right and left, heat and cool. We are always in relationship. We are always measuring our scales. And this is a time of really honoring that, carving out space to be with your elements, with your body, with our teachers in this way. And again, I'm going to invite you to either chant a song or hum or sing the elements' names, or maybe just come back to the intention from the practice and chant that over and over again. If you want to move and breathe or dance, or you can just stand still. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth, air, water, fire. Point your fingertips down to the earth. Gratitude, earth. Reach your arms to the sky. Gratitude for air. Thank you, air. Bring your hands to touch, making a triangle with your index finger and thumbs, reaching up for fire. Gratitude, fire. And then pull it down, point your fingertips down at your belly. We bow to water. Take a deep breath in, hold. And then open mouth, let it go. Bring yourself back down to your seat by the elements. And then reach for whatever represents air. See if you can hold it in balance in your hands. Libra season invites us into right relationship with ourselves, with others, with the sacred world. In any way that you create space to work with these elements in your day, in your life, they will rise to meet you, restore and recalibrate. It sounds simple, but it's not easy to remember, especially when we're caught up in miscommunication and challenge in relationships in the world. So in any way that you can carve out time to be with fire, water, earth, air, and of course the space between it all. Spirit. Take a big, big breath in, hold, and then exhale. Release the air, rub your hands, take a breath. And exhale, just gently move them across the altar. Receiving all the blessings of our practice, of our time, this equinox cycle. And then we always want to honor them as we release. Earth, thank you, gently touching. Air, thank you. Again, you might burn a little more herbs, spread that around in gratitude. Thank you to the fire. You can either blow the fire out or again, put it out in a way that makes sense. Sometimes I'll gently touch the water and offer gratitude for water and then use that to put out the fire. Offer gratitude. You can also always sprinkle cornmeal or sage or tobacco on the altar, or if you're out and about looking at the beauty in fall and spring, if you're in Southern Hemisphere, such an important time to recognize beauty, and just leave offerings of hair or herbs or just gifts out to nature. Gratitude for yourself. And that is always the truth. You know, when we tend to ourselves in these holy ways, we are better able to meet our relationships. And I bow to you for practicing with me today. I wish you a beautiful Libra season. Be gentle with yourself and others, especially over the next few weeks with Mercury retrograde. Towards the end of this cycle with the Aries full moon, we get a lot of direct motion. So the more we can create the space and ritual and come into balance, then we'll be able to be open to what comes next in Scorpio season. Thank you so much. Many, many blessings. And if you have any questions about your chart or about these practices, or just want to connect in general, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Lots of love and hope to connect soon. Thank you.